It's the latest episode. Fuck it. It's the latest episode of the EHRPG Podcast, episode 66?
Seven.
Or 7? 67. I'm Guru. That's Chewy. How are you this wonderful day, Chewy?
I'm tired.
You're always tired.
I'm more tired than usual then.
Anyway, before we start talking about anime, there's a couple things I want to tackle in the VTubing sphere because, well, let's start with the good. The really good, right?
What?
We had Sakura announce a new outfit, which is really nice because she hasn't got many outfits. I believe this is going to be her
fourth.
Yeah, her fourth outside of her main one, which is nice. The Mario Kart tournament was announced, and we have 36 participants in it. So we got everyone from Gura, Ame, Crony, Muna, Ollie, Anya, Reina, Kyla, Kobo, Zeta. And then we got the usual cases like Marine, Okayu, Suisei, Miko, Toa, Watanabe, Luna. We also got most of Holo X outside of Laplace. You know, but we actually got 2 surprise entrances.
Oh?
Hachima.
Uh-huh.
I believe this is her first participation. And Sora. Yeah, Sora's actually participated, which is quite nice. Apparently, she gets motion sick pretty easily, so you wonder how it's going to go. We also got IMA returning after missing out last year. Aqua wanted to go, and same with Flair and Kanata, but because the Hololive New Year's Cup is a volunteer base, they couldn't go because Aqua, apparently, she has a family wedding that day, she tweeted out.
Oof.
Flair and Kanata also tweeted out that they're both busy on the day too, so they couldn't participate.
Oof.
But yeah, so we got 36 talents, which is just 6 less than last year, but last year was kind of like everyone is there type thing, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like, I had a feeling there were a couple in EN that would have come to Callie. I thought wouldn't be there. Kiara. Ina, of course, is still on hiatus.
Yep.
I didn't think Mume or Fada would be there as Mario Kart wasn't their thing. And, like, right there, that's just, like, you just add them and Iris and Bane, like, that's the exact amount of participants they had last year, right? So, yeah, no, it's going to be good. That'll be March 6th at 9 p.m. for us, so that may be a day I actually say, hey, work, I'm fine taking it off early this one time. But
you gotta save, Marcel.
I'm doing really well, and as long as I can get pretty much with that check, as long as I can get $100 in, which was the goal of each check, I'm okay. Because if I remember, let me just take a look. I have it right here. But as I was going to continue, I'm actually going to rip apart Niji Sanji for a minute.
Oh, is this about
There's 2 separate things.
Oh.
One, of course, is the thing you're thinking of, the graduation termination. Right?
You're talking about the one with Yugo?
Yeah, which is...
Or are you talking about the one before X?
No, Yugo.
That one wasn't a termination.
Like, that's a whole other can of worms in its own right, which I will very much get to.
Okay.
But the other thing I want to kind of rip apart is I generally fucking hate how they have been handling the 3D announcements for the talents.
Oh. Yeah, 3D announcements?
If you don't know, the Niji Sanji held a Niji Fest, right? So it's a giant festival. And the festival was supposed to have the 3D debuts of
3 generations or 1 generation that came
out? 3 talents, right?
Okay.
The first showcase of 3 talents. It was supposed to be Homu, Alira, Hana. I'm trying to remember if Hinata was included as well. right? So it was supposed to be those three
Wait, aren't they a
for sure.
generation?
No, yeah, so I think Finata was included as well.
Okay.
So it was
Yeah.
100% supposed to be those three. Yeah, Finata was supposed to be included. So it was supposed to be Finana, Pomu, Alira, and Hana from Ninja Sanji EN
Mm-hmm.
ID, which that's a whole other fucking story. I'm just gonna fucking But because of visa issues,
Hmm.
everyone except for Hana and Alira couldn't make it. Right. And the visa issues hit DG so hard. And it goes back to this idea, and it's one thing I will always credit Cover for. You notice what Cover do is they don't announce things unless things are 100% ready, right?
Yes.
Like they didn't announce that the girls were performing in 3D in Fez until they 100% confirmed it, right?
Yeah.
And with outfits, again, nothing's ever announced till it's ready. Iris 2.0 wasn't announced until it was ready, right? That's the kind of mindset I like because it doesn't get hopes up. DG, nah, fuck that. They just announced it and let it. Oh, we have to cancel it, right?
Hmm.
So the Fez itself was a fucking disaster of that, which I generally ripped them apart for because I thought it was you just don't do that.
Hmm.
Well, on December 8th, they announced that Hana Makia will be having her 3D reveal stream, right? Since it's already been postponed once, right?
Yeah.
Right. So like it's already been postponed once. So they had to postpone it. Own it in October, right?
A.
So they announced that her 3D reveal stream will be happening on the 16th, right?
Hmm.
And oh look, it's been postponed again.
Hey. I'm gonna do it more.
And this is what I mean. Why you don't announce something till you 100% can confirm it.
Yes.
And of course, Hana's just destroyed, right?
Yes.
And I 100% think this is completely at the fault of DG. You literally just wait till you know. It's not that difficult.
Okay.
So yeah, no, I think DG's fucked up. And then we wake up today to hear that their EN Hugo
Asuma or Sumu?
I want to get the name exactly correct.
Asuma.
But Hugo Asuma has been fired.
From Noctix,
Noctix.
Rex, right? Yeah. One after.
Has been fired. Not graduated. Not anything as they try to fucking spin it. Fired.
Terminated, yep. Fired.
And that's the thing I'm gonna call out here. It's not the fact that they fired him or apparently he was bi. So I don't know what to call the person behind Hugo. So if that offends anybody, I apologize.
What, like they're bisexual?
No, like they don't identify as a male or female, apparently.
Oh, so they're the gender fluid, gender neutral.
Yeah. So I will state this. I do not know what they prefer to
Buy something else altogether, man.
Yeah, sorry, but like
No,
I do not know what they prefer to be called, so understand that me saying he when I refer to Hugo is not in any way saying that, right?
You just say they, them if they've gender.
But anyway, up until today, numerous discussions have been held with Yugo Asuma on what it means to be a liver affiliated with the company. However, despite our discussions, many aspects of his activities and behavior as a liver could not be accepted as a company. And after much deliberation between both parties, as a company who supports many livers from Niji Sanji and Niji Sanji EN, We have decided to have Yugo Asama graduate. Okay, first thing first. Again, you have every right to fire somebody if they aren't meeting your standards, right?
Uh, yeah, to a certain degree. Yeah.
If essentially, if you have a company like we want you to uphold these standards and you aren't meeting it,
Yeah.
the company has every right to say you aren't meeting these standards. Goodbye, right?
Hmm.
What I don't accept is you telling it, oh, he's graduated. No, just call it like it is, right?
It's a termination of contract.
Yeah,
It's firing. Sure. Yeah.
yeah, just call it what it is. You fired him. I think people would, yeah, people are going to be upset, quotation marks, but at least they can understand, hey, it is what it is, right? It's the Rushia situation I'm going to go back to. They didn't graduate her. They just said she's fired due to this.
They literally said we terminated our contract with her, right?
Yeah, and this is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because we have decided to have you go graduate. This isn't something like
We
oh
agreed that he
like
should
SADA
graduate.
where they
Or
tried to
they
work
should
something
graduate.
out and then
Yeah.
graduation was
Yeah.
the only thing.
And then
This is
they mutually agreed. Yeah.
yeah. So that's what I'm more frustrated with here is them trying to like this was this no, you literally told them we have not liked the way you've been acting, so you're fired. So
Yeah.
call it what it is, right?
That is
And that's the
sugarcoating
thing.
it.
I
Yeah.
can respect people more if they just straight up call it what it is,
Be transparent. Yeah.
right?
Or semi-trans. Yeah. It's transparent. Yeah.
Like again, I'm not gonna like we are. Life has it. We aren't gonna agree with everything, right? But I will at least respect somebody when they can be like, "Yeah, this is what happened. This is what we believe, and this is what's gonna happen," right?
Don't beat around the bush. Don't be a coward about it. Just straight up, just say it. If it's a professional thing, it should be just
Oh, by the way,
straightforward.
I just checked. I can make $100 on that check where the Hololive tournament is, even if I do go home early on one day.
Huh.
As long as I make 100, I'm okay.
Need you to make more.
I try, man. Okay, I really try. But no, like just honestly, just be transparent to a point, right? We don't need you to tell us exactly what happened, right?
Hmm.
But like if you straight up just say, like apparently this is a translated version of the tweet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's a translated version, not by Niji. So we've been talking with Yugo Asama for a long time, but many essentially it goes to the point that they don't tolerate and will not allow him to continue as Yugo Asama because of his behavior.
Hmm.
But again, it just goes back to the point that I want you to call it what it is, right?
Hmm.
It's the one thing I did respect cover for, right? With the Rushia situation. They just called it what it is. And what it was she was fired.
Okay.
So, in my opinion, I think it's kind of ridiculous that they're going over and saying, oh, he's graduated. It's just soft language bullshit, right?
Yeah. I feel like this is when address like it really okay. Look, there's appropriate ways of addressing things, and using soft terms in this kind of aspect is probably not the best idea. Sure, you want to you probably as a company don't want people to freak out and like want to downplay it, but as I don't know, if you take a step back, seems like it's probably better to be a little bit more upfront about it and just say we terminated a contract. Then throw in the rest of the whatever stuff, like say that I don't know they're this is, if it's true, of course, like, a mutual agreement or whatever, or not a mutual agreement, but like like, I don't know, the liver understands, or whatever, is proceed whatever with whatever type of thing. I don't know. You just don't downplay the main part. I find,
Like, it's just, oh.
like, I feel bad
And
for
also,
those random fans, or not random fans, Yugo's fans and everything too. That's just like, oh, what the hell, this came out, like, it was already come. Hey, one thing, this kind of came out of nowhere already. So also, like, what this sort of wording that they graduated, but it's almost like another Axia, just without the Axia type of situation, where they like graduated without the graduation stream type of thing. But in this case, there was like, with Axia, I feel like you could have. It was a little bit like a slight chance you could like guess that Axia might leave because of a situation, which is totally screwed up as well. But like, at least with Axia, Marcel, you could probably thought like, oh, he might graduate though, right? Even though he's on hiatus for a little while, or he says he's gonna be. There's always a chance because of how bad that situation was. How like how I think he also put out a video and like explained himself, and he expressed his like frustrations. And it's like, okay, yeah, this guy might very well just graduate, honestly, and it sucks. But I don't know if there was actually any huge like huge flags. I think there was one tweet from Yugo. It was almost seemed a little like they were just being a little wholesome and stuff, but I guess in hindsight, like you wouldn't see it until in hindsight that it's like, oh, this oh, like this was actually foreshadowing something for sure. But like, I don't think there was anything too big. So I mean, insult. I feel like this is just like a slight insult to, slight more insults there. To just suddenly throw out the, oh, they graduated. We just forced them to graduate. But yeah, it's yeah.
I also one thing that I don't like is how they just destroyed everything right away. His YouTube was wiped out, his Twitter was wiped out.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, at least Cover gave you an opportunity to archive the videos of the people who left, right?
Yeah.
And that's people who left who wanted their videos gone. You can still type down Coco CH and you can get Curio Koku's videos up, and every single one is still there.
Yeah, because they graduated. They actually graduated. Yeah.
Yeah, so Coco graduated. Every single one is still there.
The only thing
Persona, I believe she chose to have. Nope, her videos are still there as well.
Yeah, the only stuff that's not available is the membership stuff.
Yeah, it's Rushia. Rushia is just gone.
Oh no, the membership, like the
the membership is gone, but like Rushia is still
videos
gone
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Rushia is still gone. Like, you can kick their channel, but like there's nothing there.
Yeah, because she was terminated. Contract, did not graduate, and then that's why you don't see her even in the holodeck or whatever area where in the like, alumni are graduated, right? You only see like Sana and Coco, and that's because she was terminated. Like, in this case, they say
and like with Axia, right? You brought up Axia. Apparently Axia had a week to grab everything.
That's brutal.
Right?
Yeah. Is there videos left up actually of Axia?
No, Axia was eventually taken down.
Oh, you just was that I think that was his decision, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Again,
so
it looks like everybody like they get to choose what happens to their channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
it doesn't feel like
The
Yeah.
timing of this is so rough.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple interesting things that I wanted to point out.
Okay.
Is that Niji Sanji just I don't know. Niji Sanji is weird.
Mhm.
It's in a weird spot right now because again, we mentioned the 3Ds. The 3Ds, the delays of that are an utter fucking disaster. I have absolutely no good words to say about it.
Okay.
It also seems that Niji is really trying to push the music side and getting talents who want to be part of the music side in. I mean, I pointed this out before, right? So Niji Sanji has about 20 plus musical units, right?
Yeah, and then only what? How
Hololive
many?
has 3,
Yeah.
right? So like, where is that musical units, right? So there's I'm trying to so like excluding okay, so like excluding the EN stuff since those are just like one song things. Like there's about 20 of them with I believe the one with what the hell's her name? The Cerberus Toko, yeah, Toko is actually holding a concert with her group in February,
Oh.
right? And of course, some were signed to record labels as well. Yeah, Norris. There's a Norris concert. Nordis. Yeah, it's a musical group with Toko, Akane, and Makita.
Ooh, okay.
They're good, right? Like
Hmm.
Toko has always been good. But what I was about to say is that they have a bunch of musical units, right?
Right.
Like one of the big ones is Cro Noir, and that is a musical unit of Kuzaha and Kane,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And they actually just got a short little anime with them set to premiere in 2023.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw the Cro Noir. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like they're like there's a lot there, right?
Hmm.
And then of course you have a couple other ones. Like again, Raindrops was signed to Virgin Records,
Yeah, that's right.
but they have slowed down, I believe, because one of their members graduated.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Right,
Yeah,
right, right.
Warabeta Meiji. But like they're still here. So like again, music has always been a part of Niji Sanji. Anybody who says otherwise is a fucking idiot.
Got to be.
Again, but they aren't here's the thing. Niji Sanji is doing it in a way is they clearly want to give the people who want to do music more opportunities, right?
Right.
Which I think is fine. But I also think that they I don't know. It feels weird. Like no way in hell is DG Sanji becoming an idol company. That's just fucking stupid. Anybody who says that is an idiot. But I also see DG Sanji wanting to go allow the people who do music want to do music more chances to, right?
Hmm. I mean,
Again,
just be
I
a more
I
music affiliated company. That's fine. Yeah. Or
I still
produce.
think it's fucking hilarious that they have so many more units compared to cover, right?
And no covers the idol company. Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's complaining about this clip from Gundo when if you watch it, she never says, as somebody points out, no one is being forced down the idol path.
Yeah.
Right? There are plenty of livers who don't sing. There are plenty of livers who will never sing. But there are also plenty of livers who want to do it, right?
Hmm.
And I think giving them a good chance is a good thing. Right?
Yeah.
That's kind of my point. And I think Niji's trying to find that balance. It's not easy, though. Like, it is incredibly hard to, like, Gunno, she said, I don't want to sing, don't want to dance. That's my thoughts. I didn't join Niji Study to do that. But apparently the company seems to be demanding that now. And I'm just like, it doesn't that feels like a mistranslation. Right? Like,
Seems like a translation.
yeah. Yeah, orbitory bait, let's fucking go. I don't think they'll be telling me, Gundo, you better get packing. They'll just go, we're going for the idol path now. Are you willing to sing and dance for us? And I'll just say, no, thank you. So if I insist on declining even then, they'll probably give me something else to do. And if there's new contracts then, I might consider quitting. But I don't think it'll ever come to that. I mean, there's 150 of us. So essentially, the idea is, again, what I'm saying. They want to give some of the talents better opportunities at, like, the dancing stuff, right? Which I think is fair. Why not? Again, Niji Sanji is so fucking big that there are so many talents who want to do so many things, right? Like, so, like, there's 172 talents, right? By the way, there's 172 and they're still behind Hololive in subscribers. I'm sorry, that's just kind of funny. I'm sorry, that's just kind of funny.
A little bit of shade, it's all good.
But, there's gonna be a lot of talents who want to do different things. Some may want to sing and dance, some may want to just game. And I say, more power to Niji Sanji for giving them all opportunities, right? I mean, we saw Luna. Luna was a former Niji Sanji girl. Yeah, she was this person I'm gonna link you. Like, this was Luna, and she left Niji Sanji, and within she left in 2019, and by I believe it was the end of 2020, she was Luna. Yeah, it was actually it was the beginning of 2020. She debuted on the 4th of January. Yeah, literally 6 months later, she was Luna. But anyway, I know we tangented off the whole Niji Sanji saying somebody graduated when they clearly weren't.
We tangent a lot.
But I just think Niji needs to work out a few things because this plus the 3D situation, it's not good. It's definitely not good, and I can understand why fans would have their trust eroded, if you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to anime.
It's touching.
It's Monday, and Monday means...
It's Monday.
And Monday means the... Well, we got news on Golden Kamuy. It's returning in spring 2023.
AKA wait till
That would be around April.
through your world, wait till spring.
Yeah. Which is, it's one of those things where you just kind of expect it. I mean, it seems that the person that passed away was very, very important.
Wasn't he one of the producers or something?
They never specifically said what he was.
Oh, okay.
Right? So, moving on, Bleach. Bleach had another episode that I like the story between the two Kenpachis, right?
Yes.
And it ended expectedly with her going, with Retsu going, oh, there can't be two Kenpachis. So, you know, Zachary killed her, which was expected, right? And it was a good episode. Good fight. I loved Retsu's Bonkai. It was really cool, right? But then the show went to, you know, what Ichigo's going through, and it's just like, I'm not connected to it.
It's I don't know.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like I'm not connected to it. We essentially have this Squad Zero guy saying that Ichigo isn't a real Soul Reaper after literally everything he's done, and it's just like, are you?
I'm not a
It's
real
weird. They
boy.
clearly want Ichigo to have his typical power up, right? But I think there could be a better way to just say, yeah, you're not a Soul Reaper, even though you're literally the only reason the Soul Society is alive.
You're not a Soul Reaper, you're a hoe.
But anyway, the episode ended with Ichigo seemingly being sent to his past.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that was Monday for me. Was there Monday for you?
No. I think the only other thing was Golden Kamui, which is Orange and Shimai.
Yeah, Golden Cowboy again, like I state, is confirmed for spring of next year.
Didn't watch that and didn't watch whatever the Shinmai. What Shinmai is? Let's go Tuesday.
Chainsaw Man Tuesday.
I didn't watch anything.
I fucking love this show. It is so good. It is so goddamn good. Chainsaw Man just has this way of like encroaching into my soul with just wonderful, wonderful visuals. I loved the story of this episode. Essentially, it was every character's reactions to, you know, the death and carnage from last episode, right?
Hmm.
And Aki, especially, just gets absolutely rung around. He was mentally destroyed. And when Himeno's sister gives him the letters, you realize, oh, this is exactly what Himeno was trying to avoid. Because now Aki sees nothing but revenge. He's essentially a broken man, and he is now going to make a contract with a devil that apparently its two previous contracts were nightmares. One, I'll get you exactly, but I believe one lost all sense of taste and touch. Right?
Huh.
So, like, yeah, it's the future devil. The two people in public safety that have contracts with it, one had to give up half their lifespan, the other gave up both their eyes along with their sense of taste and smell.
You.
And if you remember, devil contracts are really, really like important to the devils themselves.
Yes.
Right? So it'll be very interesting to see what he comes out with, because again, it's built up around the point that but the other part of this episode was Power and Denji.
Yes.
They ended up meeting the most powerful devil hunter in the world, right? And he essentially is there to train them. And you know what I like? I like how the show just kind of runs with it. So the devil hunter is I want to get his name. Kishibe. He is considered to be the best devil hunter in all of like Japan, right? And he's a drunk asshole. The best part is he's like, okay, Denji, you're pretty much immortal, right? power, you're pretty much immortal. Okay, I am going to train you by fighting you guys at full strength.
Oh.
Because he knows just pour a little blood in their mouth and they'll be fine, right? So essentially, their entire training is them fighting each other, and he is literally just killing them every time. Like, straight up. And then they ended, the first training session ended with Denji saying, oh, how many times were killed? Oh, just about 20 times or more. But it's working, because literally the next training session begins with them trying to, catch him out with a plan, and, well, the plan fails. But you see how the training session's working. Like, these two now are actually learning how to fight rather than just relying on simply overpowering the opponent, right?
Yeah.
Since Denji was essentially fighting in a style of, like, I am going to try to kill him before I die myself. That type of thing. Which, more power to him, but probably not the greatest way to win a battle, right?
Yeah.
Anywho, that was pretty much Chainsaw Man. Of course, it ended with Aki making contact with the future devil and whatnot. But yeah, no, it was very good.
All right.
All right, Wednesday.
We talk about the last week's or the week that we watched as
Well, I mean, I watched Eminence of Shadow, so I did.
And I watched both, last week's and this week.
All right, well, anyway, Eminence of Shadow.
What
He's
was the
in the
last week?
religion town now, right?
Yeah, last week he.
Oh, last
entered it.
week was honestly just a pointless episode. I thought it was pretty bad.
He just kind of entered it, right?
Did stuff.
Entered with the princess and then talked a little.
And this week they had the weird scene at the onsen, and then they had the scene at the end where it looks like the devil. Like, I'm pretty certain the church head is part of the Diablos cult.
Well, yeah. Everybody.
But, like, they had it was good. It was good.
The cult has fingers everywhere. They have hands everywhere.
I'm gonna be honest, it's typical stuff at this point from this show.
The Archbishop was also shown murder.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about a little. Princess Lee find it or investigate. And then when the flames or whatever, because then the new acting let's see it. The church.
Like, I liked the episode. It was good. But this show kind of has I wouldn't say a formula, but it kind of has a feeling for every episode.
I forget how much Aurora that whatever calamity would. It was interesting. And it was also fun. I forgot that what's her name? That other princess put Sid's thing into the. I forgot it was her. I thought it was somebody else.
Yeah. But Mob Psycho continued to be just a fucking trip. So essentially, Bob's been dealing with the fact that his crush is moving, so he was gonna go talk to her, and then he got hit by a fucking car. And because of that, it essentially made him go into his powers go into I need to protect him, right? But then this episode revealed something that I'm kind of surprised they were doing. Essentially, Mob's powers are rebelling against him. Because, well, Mob's whole goal. He doesn't like his powers. He doesn't like using them.
Okay.
And his powers don't like that. His powers don't like that he is essentially being ignoring a part of him.
Okay.
So they are tired of it, and they're trying to take over.
Oh.
And one thing I like is that when his powers talk to him, he calls them by his name, while his powers just call him by Mob. Because that's what it's a fake person to them,
Right.
right? It's
Right.
like, oh, I'm Kagemashio. Oh, no, wait, you're not that. You're Mob,
Oh.
right? You're
Yeah.
Mob. You're not actually Kagemashio. You're the person you believe you should be because you're terrified of your powers.
Right.
And like it feels like this whole arc is going along the idea of like Mob needs to start accepting himself more. He needs to stop being afraid of himself.
Okay. Or self-discovery.
But Move Love happened.
Oh.
I'm just gonna talk about one specific scene because this was like it generally fucking broke me. So we go back to Move Love. They're trying to deal with the last bit of the beta hive on the island, right?
Hmm.
And it comes down to the point that they must set off a self-detonating explosion, which will destroy the entire hive, right? We have two characters, two characters we barely fucking know, fighting away, right? And this one character's in her mech and she is killing everybody. She's it's not an easy battle, but she's winning it, right? She's absolutely dancing around, destroying everything. And
Yeah.
then her CO, who's in the base, says, get ready to clear out, which distracts her for 0.1 seconds. And in that time, a grappler class fucking pile drives her in the back. Another grappler class hits her. A tank class eats off her leg. A grappler class cuts off the other.
Oh.
And then, oh look, she's able to fight them back. Nope, a fork class literally uses its fucking last tail to stab her.
Mm.
And this is why I asked Chewie a question when he got in here. Have you ever seen a death so comically stupid that it just breaks you?
I don't know.
It's so comically stupid. Essentially, we have this girl literally destroyed everything, literally winning the battles, fighting it, and then she gets distracted for half a second. Half a second. And then is immediately killed.
Destroyed.
Like, just straight up, she is immediately killed.
Destroyed. No more.
And I sat there just laughing because it was so stupid. Like, Move Love has stupid deaths. Like, absolutely stupid deaths. But this was just.
This was just a cart.
This was just one of the most ridiculous deaths I have ever seen in my time watching this show. Because it was just like, oh, she gets distracted by her CO officer literally saying, and I quote, "It's time to get out."
Hey.
And in that point, 3 grapplers destroy her mech, a tank class eats her fucking thing, and then she gets impaled by the tail of a fork. It's just, it's so corny. It's so corny and so stupid.
Hmm.
And then in the end, they just nuke the island.
Nuke the island.
Yeah. So yeah, Move Love was Christ.
It was just like
It was just. I mean, the next part of the story is going to be even more death
Oh yeah.
because it's always just death.
There's always death.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. We're on to Thursday.
What? I had something
Oh
on
wait, yeah, you have
Wednesday.
something Wednesday. Whoops.
I have the Tensei Shitara Ken.
We'll talk about it.
Um, okay. I think last podcast it was ended off at Fran got teleported with like two randos in this test type of thing. And so turns out I was wrong. It wasn't a dungeon master per se. Sorry, there was a monster that was able to manipulate traps, manipulate whatever throughout the dungeon, and it was the trickster spider, which is the arachnid. So the arachnid triggered and altered the teleporting trap so that they would teleport in front of her instead of into a random room. So or not random room, into a certain designated room. So yeah, that was my bad. So the first dilemma already came to was the how did like what the how would the sword reconnect with or find find Fran, stuff like that. Basically did a power up, found a familiar.
Main power up.
Yeah, just teacher just had a power up, summon a familiar. Revealed himself actually to Amanda, the A rank or A rank adventurer that was interested in Fran and stuff. Was able to then find Fran, fight the trickster spider, but not defeat it, quote unquote. And yeah, kind of just get out there. And then the last episode was basically a wrap up of that fight where they actually kill the trickster spider because they meet up with everyone else that got separated from them. And then yeah. We get a little bit more actually. This is probably the one time and probably a weird time to do it because it's the last episode, but they revealed more backstory to Amanda and why she's more particularly, even though she's apparently has this like she's known to being really nice to kids and like younger adventures and stuff, like the younger people in general, seems to be like really connected to Fran, not just because A, she's young, B, she's a black cat, and but mostly because C, it's Fran, it seems. At least that's what like it's getting at, which is really interesting because it gets revealed in the little bits in this last episode that Amanda actually had connections with two other black cats past that were children that she looked after. He's in an orphanage and stuff like that. And their names were like Flamis or something and Kynan something. And yeah, it was interesting that backstories is starting to come up for us, a character like Amanda and stuff. And she ends up killing the trickster spider because she's afraid of losing Fran. Like she lost two young these two black cats that she saw grew up and like took care of, because they went off adventuring too, because she was so and she like blamed herself because she was so against them doing it, because black cats were already seen as there was already like a thing going on with black cats. I totally forget, but basically she didn't want to teach them how to fight because she didn't want them to go out and fight. Thought they would risk their lives more than they would gain from actually being adventures and stuff like that. So she regretted it afterwards when they went off after visiting her once more when they were a bit older and higher leveled. They had evolved a little bit, I believed, and then they never got back to her ever again. And she went off and she like tried to find them, and no, she couldn't find them, so they had to write him off as dead, pretty much. Heartbroken. So it triggered her at that moment. She killed the trickster spider. Blah 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 blah. You know, what's Fran and Shisho are thinking of leaving the city and going to another area called Almut or something. I think it was Alyssa city that they were in currently. They were going to go to Almut. The dwarf dude gave Fran new stuff and also confirmed that he's also moving to Almut. But it would be taking a different path since they would apparently be going via sea route, go through land route. Other things are revealed. So there is a there was an elf actually in the ranking test that was a leader of called the Forced Eyes or something. Turns out that elf or leader was also or half elf, sorry, actually the nephew of the guild master, who's also an elf. And he was kind of, there was a couple things going on there. Apparently they found the person who was like working with I don't know if it was a noble or something, but they were trying to like do stuff by slipping like evolution potions into dungeons, and that's why the trickster spider dungeon or trick spider dungeon was so advanced, because this person, the adventurer who was working for corrupted adventurer was working for whatever noble, slipping the evolution potions in there, and they were interrogating him and things like that. And the elf guy was also sent to tail Fran in a sense there, and could not, like, using his whatever familiar himself, the familiar couldn't sense any malice and stuff. Like, oh, okay, well, let's just leave it at that. We won't have any more suspicions. We'll just say this is an extraordinary black cat adventure. And then, very end, right when Fran is leaving, you know, saying goodbyes to everyone because she's over the last whatever season, Amanda reveals at the very end the last interaction she had with the last two black cats that came to visit her when they were a little bit older and higher leveled, the Kainen and Flamir or something. They were married. They got together. They were a couple, and they had a kid. And they showed her the kid and everything, and wanted her blessing. And her name was Fran. And they then left after getting the blessing, and she never heard of her. She never heard from them. And then it indicates basically that technically Amanda is Fran's godmother in this sense, and or like related in the sense that she knew her parents, and she never told Fran. And she showed that the sword never deduced that, because like she never mentioned anything of that to them. And
is this where the bound to come on music starts?
No, but it was just like, it was a nice TT moment. It's just like, oh, okay, well, now we know why she's so protective over her and everything in hindsight and things like this, because she knew. It was a little TT, but also
hey.
Sorry, I like TT. But then she also like triggered her. Fran triggered more memories by calling Amanda Mamanda or something like that, and saying bye Mamanda, whatever. And it turns out that was the thing that her parents called her to. She like, yeah, you know, so Tay and stuff. TT, I want to go TTs. Yeah, it was, then they did a little bit of teasing for next season, so yeah, I wonder if they'll actually get a second season. It's been a pretty good ride so far.
So is that it for Wednesday for you?
Yeah. Are you going to talk about Thursday, or are we skipping Thursday?
I mean, I got literally nothing on Thursday because Kantai's off until tomorrow.
Thing I see there's like the remake of Urusei Yatsura the Maid. And I think you said Legend of the Galactic Heroes is Friday for you because how late it is. So
yep.
All right, Friday it is.
Legend of the Galactic Heroes, it's good. Arknights, it's really good.
Shadowverse, it's no. No.
Actually, I think Arknights ends this week. Let me check.
Okay, I'm being too mean. I thought the first Shadowverse was pretty deep, so I'm not sure about Shadowverse
Yeah,
Flame
no, Arknights ends next week. This week.
or Desire though.
I generally think Arknights has been probably the surprise of the season. It's absolutely hooked me. I love the presentation. I love the visuals. It's just really, really good. And I like it quite a bit. And I'm happy to see it. Well, I'm just happy to see it go well. I really am.
Oh.
But
What is it? Oh, Hondo Kaede. Kaede, yeah. I like her.
but what I will say is that Legend of Galactic Heroes is really good, right? And they pretty much started the war where this one thing I will complain about. I think the fact that Yang predicts legit every single thing and he can't do anything because the people around him are so stupid is just the best and the worst.
Okay.
Essentially he predicts what's the truth. They're not going through Isahorn, they're going through Pheasant. Right?
Okay.
And I don't know, man. Like, it's just they want Yang to seem as the smartest person, but doing that, they're making Yang seem everyone around Yang be the dumbest motherfuckers.
I am the one. I am the one. You know, I don't know.
Anywho, that's it for me on Friday.
All right, let's look at Friday. Nope. Going to Saturday.
Saturday there is so much things.
You want to go through Boku no Hero first and then go Spike's
No, I'm
Family?
actually going to start at the bottom. Bocchi the Rock. It is literally Existential Crisis, the anime, and I love every second of it.
Actually caught up with Bocchi the Rock.
It's just really good. Really, really good.
A lot of memes and references, though, I will say.
Yep.
A lot of them.
The
so Yama
Bocchi the
meme
Rock's
was in there
really good.
too.
I mentioned before,
Yamcha,
Yawamushi Pedal's so dead to me. Like, I was already not into it when the whole new generation thing started, but now the fact that like the between season 4 and 5 and then just like it's so dead to me. It didn't help that this week was delayed because of the World Cup match, but like fuck.
Okay.
Up next is another show that I am somewhat struggling with, and it is Aruma-kun. I don't like this arc that much. Like, it has the same charm, it has the same entertainment, but like, it just feels off.
Is it because it's so scattered?
A little bit, yeah. It's one of those cases where, like I mentioned last week, they're trying to give time to everyone, but because the characters aren't necessarily as strong as each other, it doesn't really work like that. I'm loving everything about Uzaki-chan. It is pushing the way I want it to be. The fathers in this show are the best. And it's just overall entertaining, and I'm excited to see what the finale will bring to next week. Well, this week.
This week.
I know, hard to believe it's ended.
It's all going down.
After that, I mean, I'll mention Utarameu. It's continued to be consistent.
Okay.
It had one of the more better parts of the game adapted right here, and it was very good. And then My Hero continues to be amazing. I generally love this. I think it's done really well. And everything about this episode was dedicated to Dobby. So, Dobby, if you don't know, is Endeavor's first child.
Yeah, I know that.
And
But I don't know
the
about you guys.
training Endeavor gave to Dobby, because this was when essentially Endeavor started to break when Dobby was born.
Mm.
Like the darkness that gripped him to become this obsessive psychopath about creating someone to beat All Might
Okay, yeah.
was there, but it wasn't like there, if you get my drift. Like it was there, but it wasn't strong enough to really, drive him into what he became.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And it started to grow, but then once Shota was born and he had both ice and fire, it just broke. And then the incident where Endeavor generally thought Dabby was dead
Oh.
happened.
Oh.
And it's one of those things where it's legit the best build up to, the conclusion of the Endeavor arc.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because Endeavor's whole goal is to, like, I was a piece of shit. Right? Like, he understands completely. He was a fucking monster.
Hmm.
And he wants to, like, make up for it. But the one thing he can't make up for is the fact that Dabby was apparently dead.
Hmm.
But now, because he's alive, it's coming back to bite him in the ass.
Okay.
Because Endeavor stopped training Dabby because Dabby could not really control his flames. That's
Yeah.
why he is completely charred. Like when we see him now, like he's burnt to a crisp halfway throughout most of his body.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
And then Dabby throws all of this at Endeavor, and Endeavor just breaks. He's standing there just in complete, utter disbelief. And the way, essentially, Dabby is treated as the Joker. The way he is just dancing. The way he is just relishing in this. Right?
Mm.
It is fucking perfect. Right? And I loved every second of it. And he's building up Endeavor. He's literally dropping everything that Endeavor did. How he pretty much forced his wife to marry him for only the sake of creating a child with both fire and ice power, right?
Yes.
And throughout the whole thing, while you're seeing the video review, you're seeing Endeavor, and he's broken. He's sitting there just like, I thought you were dead, right?
Mm.
And of course, Dabby's relishing in every single fucking moment of this, right?
Yeah.
And of course, Shoto's right there beside him.
Yes.
And I loved every single second of it. And then when Dabby dives down to try to kill Endeavor with Endeavor's greatest move, Providence Burn, it's just like, oh, this is the type of shit that is just... It's why My Hero has such high peaks. The writing is usually amazing, except for Deku in the next arc, but we'll get to that eventually.
Spoiler.
But then in Dabby's naivety, he fucks up, right? Because Dabby says, like, how Hawks killed this villain and he killed a hero, right? But the truth is, the hero that Hawks apparently killed wasn't killed. Right?
Okay.
Like, he claimed that Hawks and Endeavor killed Best Jetus. But in reality, Best Jetus' death was faked. And he shows up at the end of the episode to save the day. In probably one of the best, like, here I come to save the day moments of the series.
Let's go.
And I really liked it. Like, it's just, it continues the Endeavor story, which I think has been one of the best stories of the entire series. It reintroduces Best Jetus in such a fucking epic way. And it shows that Dabby lied, so people will also think it's Dabby lying about X, right?
Yeah.
I just love it. I loved it. I loved every second of it. It was so bloody good.
Yeah.
And of course, we had the Uchaku and Toga talk where they're kind of realizing, oh, this isn't as. When Toga was crying, really got me.
Okay.
Right? Because it really shows that, again, I've mentioned this a lot. My Hero does a really good job at humanizing the villains.
Yeah.
So the villains aren't just villains for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Like, Toga's a villain because society forced her into it. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm excited for the next episode. Anyway, Spy X Family. The tennis match was fucking hilarious. I love this show. It's just, Spy X Family's the type of show that kind of just doesn't stuff consistently and never really.
She does the serve and then think she's
The
missed.
serve, and it's like, oh, she sucked. Oh wait, no, she swung so hard the ball was like
minced.
Yeah,
Cubed.
pretty much.
Cubed.
And like Spy X Family is it's just really good. It's just really, really good. And that's it for my Saturday.
Do you not watch Blue Lock?
Really have to talk about Blue Lock.
Okay, fine. It exists.
Okay, Blue Lock is. I'm gonna continue to state. I think Blue Lock is good. I just think the way it's narrated is just. I actually came to this conclusion about Blue Lock. You know how it's just like, oh, we're creating the world's best striker, right? No, you're fucking not. You're creating the world's best midfielder at this point.
You're just building somebody who's just fucking crazy.
Like, the main character, literally, the main character is legit just a midfielder. Everything they're building around is legit just, he's a midfielder. And it's kind of ridiculous that, like, oh, we're building the best striker. And it's just like, no, you're not. Move it on. What'd you watch on Saturday?
I mean, we already talked about the stuff we watched.
Oh, okay. Sunday. I really like Gundam Witch of Mercury.
Yeah, it's been pretty solid, honestly.
Yep. I think Solena's one of the best main characters of the season. I think the way, if there's one thing I want to see is that, what does this show want Mirori's father to be?
Oh.
Because in episode 0, he's like the guy leading the charge against Gundam, right? And now he's a semi-supportive father helping out his daughter with the startup company? Like, he still has, like, I am, like, really mean type thing, right? But, like, he's sitting there helping out Mirori with her company, even though it's producing Gundams, which he is greatly against. Like, I expect the show to give me, like, something more, right? Because again, it's now revealed that 2 of the companies are trying to kill him,
Right.
which, you know, is, again, interesting, but, like, I don't know. Like, the show like, the wiki calls him the main antagonist, and I'm just like, "Okay?" Right?
Yeah, I don't really, I don't know.
Like,
The antagonist
Mirori
was us all along.
Renum's daughter of the Bird group, leader of the Bird group, Delin Rembrob, like, they call him apparently the main antagonist of Mobile Suit Gundam, which from Mercury, and it's just like, you could see it at the start because, you know, he's the father who, you know, tries to control his daughter, right?
Yeah.
But now he's sitting there helping her out and giving her good advice and like, what does this character want? What does the show want this character to be, right?
It's a little confusing for sure.
Like, they've made it very clear that Jared's father and Shock's father are pieces of shit,
Yes.
right? And they're trying to, like, establish this rift between Mirone and Soletta, which I think is just a little bit forced because it feels like Soletta's just misunderstanding things again. But no, I'm kind of curious where they're going to go with this. Plus, of course, there's Soletta's mother, who is just a fucking wild card at this point.
Okay.
But no, it's been pretty good. I generally have enjoyed it. And now let's talk about To Your Eternity. I actually get to talk about this show for once because it actually had one of the best episodes of its entire series.
Yeah.
I really liked this episode. I liked it for a couple reasons. One, it was nice to see something just happy for once.
Yeah. Wasn't sad.
Like, yeah, it sucks that Bond now has to live a different life, right?
Probably for the best anyways.
Yeah, but like it's just it's nice to see happiness. It's nice to see the Knockers finally explained.
Yeah. Get more.
Like, that alone made the episode.
More understanding of knockers.
Like, essentially, the way you can say it is that the Knockers believe have a messiah complex. They believe their way is the best way, and removing flesh and whatnot, right? They see death as like help, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a messiah complex. You know how, like, oh, I believe you could, like, live through me and I can do everything, right? That's the way I see the Knockers. They believe their way is the best way.
Yeah.
And it's just, To Your Eternity to me has been solid, but I felt like for the most part, it has been completely dependent on the characters. Like, if you don't like the characters of an arc, you will not like the arc.
Yeah. True.
But to now see not only the characters are doing pretty well, again, I think Bond is such a fantastic character.
We also don't get to say goodbye in one single arc.
Yeah, that too helps. But like what I was about to say is now they're actually attaching a story to it that is more than just the Knockers are Knockers, right?
They're knocking on heaven's.
Now that now we actually know what the Knockers want. Now we understand, to quotation marks, save us, right?
Save us.
And it's just, it feels generally like new life has been breathed into this show.
Honestly,
Like, now
it's
we
just
have,
such a really. I feel like a slow paced wise and like.
yeah, it's still plays, but like I just feel that the show just has a breath of fresh air to it.
Oh, it's gonna have even a bigger fresh
Right.
air.
So like that's what I'm really happy
Or
about.
bigger breath of
Anyway,
fresh air later on.
that was To Your Eternity. That's the first time I've talked about it. Anyway, that was This Week in Anime. That was. I get this feeling. I get this feeling we went long, but we really didn't.
Yeah, your guess correct. That's.
How long did we go?
I take a guess, or did you just tell you?
I'm gonna say just under 2 hours.
Nope.
How long?
Hour and 15 minutes.
Bullshit!
An hour and 15 minutes, boys and girls. So thanks for watching podcast. This is episode 67 with Chewy and Guru. And yeah, we'll be signing off.
Can't believe it.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah, no, I thought